Mike is in a new position, giving it a try like this. Let's see, is there any scratches if I move about? Like a little ducky ducky. Japanese direct market cars. Now, JDM Cars, also as they are known, is cars that are distributed, designed, and produced exclusively for the Japanese markets. Now, anybody who is anybody knows what Japanese direct market cars are. If you are a motor enthusiast or petrol head or whatever you want to call it, you know what these are. And it's formed an integral part of who we are as motor enthusiasts. So today I'm going to be looking at all the JDM cars that you can find in South Africa and purchase them if you had a little bit of this, a little bit of this. You're going to need a few because it's not cheap. But before we go any further, I add a little bit of a segment at the end of my videos. Just sort of a rant that I think everybody can relate to. If you do like that, drop a comment. And also don't forget to drop a like and sub and ring the bell to stay up to date for more. Now, the first car on the list is a Nissan Silvia S15. Now, what made these cars popular is that you could interchange parts quite quickly and also cheaply. I mean, you could keep going on a bottle and a piece of string. They came with a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbski charged engine, good for about 250 horsepower. But some people have pushed this car to do well over 1,000, which is just. Now I found two of these. The one is already pretty clapped out. I mean, it has everything from a Garrett turbo to, I don't know, push-rod suspension or whatever else is in there. Then it's an extensive list. But it's 279,999. No, wait. 279,990. Which is a very hefty price. But it's already clapped out. It really has everything. But it does mean that it has been ragdolled completely. I mean, it has low mileage, but that just means that it's been dogged. It's a race car. It will be. And the other one that I found was 38,000 rands. Now, I don't know if there's a gimmick here or if there's something that you can find out first. Maybe it's just the shell. I'm not sure what the deal is, but I'm sure quick inquiry will solve that problem quite quickly. So, there we go. So here is the expensive one, and here is the cheap one, and make your own judge. What I will do is I'll link all the cars down below so you can have a look and be the judge for yourself. Now, the next one on the list is a Nissan 200SX. Now, after scrolling the interwebs for a significant amount of time, I found a few, and I've decided to go with this one that I'm actually talking about now. And it has 221,000 kilometers on the clock, which is quite high. However, it's a daily driver, which means that it's most likely better maintained than just a race car or a car that's driven every now and then. So I think it's a much better buy. And as with most JDM cars, these have become popular in the drifting community. Now, what made this one popular is its low ride height, its wide body, and its ability to just handle like a stabbed rat. I mean, you can hoy it around the corner and you'll come out other end, not end up in a tree, basically you'd come out and you'd be okay. That's what made these popular, and anybody who was anybody would want one of these. But what I don't understand is, if you can get one of these for a mere 62,500 rand, why would you buy something like a Micra, for example? Wait, don't get me wrong, it's a good car, but if you're a motoring enthusiast, why would you buy that if you can get this? I'm not sure, but anyway, there we go. And it seems relatively well maintained as well. I mean, I've looked at it extensively. It looks relatively well maintained. Like I said, it's daily driver, so you'll be pretty okay if you had to buy this. Obviously, you'd have to do a closer inspection, but I think you'll be okay if you had to buy this. Now, the next car on the list is a Subaru Impreza WRX STI. These cars are still quite popular. I mean, if you look around, you can find one quite easily. But I chose this specific one because Well, actually, just because of the whole background of the dealer that has the car, because it's a JDM collection, and I think it's pretty good. So that's why I chose. And this one specifically is 249,900. Now these engines are quite troublesome, and they do tend to blow up rather quickly. I mean, Donut Media, they've gone through five of these engines. Now these became popular in the Japanese market as well, but for a completely different reason, not necessarily for the drifting or ripping it around the corner. It's because they were rocket ships on almost any terrain. I mean, you could take this car on gravel, on snow, and it would just blitz any car ever. That's what made them popular. And in today's standard, they even are still so quick. Now, next up on the list is a Mazda RX-7, arguably one of my most favorite JDM cars out there by a long shot. Now this one specifically has a 2JZ engine in it, which I'll get to later on, but normally they come with a rotary engine, also known as a wanker engine. Now these engines rev quite high, that's what made them popular. You can get that really high-end torque, high-end power, but they were quite troublesome. They were difficult to work on. Not many people were specialized in working on these engines because they were so troublesome, because they were difficult to work on. Not many people knew how to work on them at the time. So people would opt to swap out the engine for something like a 2JZ, like it is in this car. And the price of this hefty car is 350,000 rands. Now yes, it is extensively expensive, but it's an iconic car and one that will go down in history as one of the greatest cars in the world. Now for the holy grail of JDM cars, the Toyota Supra, baby. Bam! These cars with their 2JZ engine, as I said, I would get to it, and well, here we are. These engines were pretty much bulletproof. I mean, you could put this engine through anything and it would survive. They were really reliable. Really, there wasn't anything that could go wrong except for the normal maintenance, you know, swapping the oil, swapping all the seals and all the bearings and stuff. That was pretty much the only thing you really had to do. And even if you didn't do that, it would still continue to go for miles and miles and miles. And these cars were prone to put out a lot of power. You get the NE, which is just a normal, naturally aspirated engine, which was good for about 500 horsepower if you put some elbow grease into it. And then you got the turbo one. Now this one, the turbo variant, was very powerful. And some people even got it to 2,000 horsepower, which is just completely boggling. You can import at a hefty price of 750,000 rands, which is very expensive. But it is also modified extensively, really extensively. But it's Supra. And you need to remember that that is also a lot cheaper than the current Supra. Maybe you would be better off just getting a current Supra, normal modern day Supra, but we all know it's not really the same. It just isn't. It just isn't the same. Now for the section that I added to the end of my videos, it's called Rant Road. Now, like I said, the name isn't polished, but here we go. And what I would like to rant about this time is people that drive excessively slow in any situation. Okay, yes, I understand if there's an accident. I get it, I understand, okay? But there's no reason for you to drive slower than 60 kilometers an hour on a public road. You don't need to, okay? If I could, I will make a rule that if you drive anywhere or anything below 60 kilometers an hour without any reason, straight to prison for 50 years. No questions asked. Even the Tato Nano, which is the cheapest car in the world with a 600cc engine, can go 60 kilometers an hour. Your Corolla can go 60 kilometers an hour. And if you do it on the highway, I will make a rule where you go to prison for life. Okay, there's no reason you need to go below 60 on the highway. It's not needed. Okay, well, there we go. That is my JDM list for this video, and also with the pricing. If you'd like to see more of these, drop a like, drop a sub, and drop a comment, and let me know what you would like me to have a look at next. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.